All right, everybody, welcome into another Schmolke Investment Team LSU football practice report. Saturday morning, we got to see the entire practice today, and I think there's a lot of good stuff out there. Of course, Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com here with Buddy Sanji, and I'll say this up front. If they can get average offensive line play, this team's going to do some really amazing things.
Good to see everybody on the Saturday night, 4 weeks from today. And tonight, LSU opens up at Clemson. By the way, if you play in week 0, that is 3 weeks from today. Special shout out to Billy Cannon. It's his birthday today. And, of course, we know that he was historic in some of his feats. And, Mike, I agree with you. Looking today, folks, that defensive line is putting an incredible amount of pressure on the offensive line, but they're getting better, and that's how you get better. A lot of tidbits, a lot of little Manda tidbits, and out here, not too bad, appreciably hotter yesterday. Got a little cloud cover, feels like about 90, heat index about 97, but we got a lot of good stuff to get to you, and I hope everybody doing well on the Saturday morning.
Absolutely. If you're enjoying this, please hit the like button, and again, if you're not following us either on our Facebook page or on YouTube, do it on both. And again, hit the like button, follow, share, subscribe, notification bell. You guys know the drill. Nick Anderson out there today. I like what I saw out of him, and I know I'm like a broken record since the spring. Bauer sharp again today. I don't think I've seen him drop a pass. He's automatic, and again, I just think he's going to be a boon for Garrett Nussmeier in short yardage. When you need 3 yards, third down. Maybe you're not as confident in your running game to get the 3 yards. You can hit him on a quick slant or that screen over the middle that we like so much. I think he looked absolutely fantastic today. Frank Wilson called for Josh Williams to go in on a play, but he wasn't available. I'm just kidding. No,
hey, speaking of that, we got a little tidbit for you, but I want to make sure that people understand. And the reason I think they're going to be appreciably better is that not only did they bring in 18 players from the portal, but a lot of these guys can play. Let's go to the receivers real quick. 2, Destin Hill. 4, Nick Anderson. Agree with you 100%. He finally looked 100% healthy today, and he's a beast. And then 6, Barron Brown, who can run away from anybody in the country. 10, Bauer Sharp is going to play a lot with Trey-Dez Green. When they're going to block, Bauer Sharp and Donovan Green will do most of the blocking. Trey-Dez Green, your receiving tight end. Then you look on the defensive side of things, A.J. Halsey and TaMarcus Cooley. Those are your 2 starting safeties right now. So then you look at Grant Chetwick, the punter. Mike, there's going to be double-digit from the portal that probably start or play a lot. And Jawan Johnson, speaking of Frank Williams in 18, Jawan Johnson found a little role today. You and the family, everybody discussing what's the role. Don't be shocked to see Jawan Johnson get some carries as a running back.
Yep, he had a nice run today. And like I started the show, if they get average offensive line play, I think Caden Durham has a real shot at being all SEC in December. Not second team in preseason. I think he has a chance to be the number 1 guy. He's just been unreal. Got to stay injury-free. Aaron Anderson, the only one held out today. He showed up, came out just wearing a jersey and shorts about midway through practice. Good to see him out there. Kalaj Cobbins, man, I'm looking at him today. And close to 240 pounds and the size of his legs, the amount of muscle that he's put on in a year, it to me is astonishing. I'm going to be curious to see how much he gets an opportunity. Mansour Delane, I was on that sideline for the bulk of practice. Got to watch him a real good bit, getting a lot of, one of Corey Raymond's assistants really on him after every play and talking him through things. And, of course, it's him and Stamps. Those are your 2 starting cornerbacks.
Yeah, and of course, look, I thought the DB of the day was P.J. Woodland. He's all 5'11", 165, had an interception, had a couple of pass breakups. You and I talked about this Wednesday night. Man, if this guy was 185, he'd be on the field every play. But when you have a 330-pound guy who's an offensive lineman pulling, P.J.'s got to get down and cut him at the knees because he can't take on a big guy on run support. Jakeem Jackson, D.J. Pickett, of course, P.J. Woodland, and the aforementioned Stamps and Mansour Delane, your corners. I like Halsey and TaMarcus Cooley. Didn't see a lot of Toviano today.
So talk about the nickel position.
What's that?
Give me your hierarchy of the nickel position.
Well, if you look at it, what they're doing, star is going to be Perkins, and C.J. Jim Coley. If you watch the film, how much tape you got today? 10, 12 minutes?
And he was really good in the run game today.
Yeah. That's a new guy. We talked about freshmen that could come in and play. C.J. Jim Coley made some people raise their eyebrows today. But I will tell you this, folks, that defensive line is unbelievably quick and strong and fast. They're going to be aggressive. We are right 5-10 feet from them, and LSU hadn't had dudes that are 350, 360, 340 that can stuff that run. Oh, by the way, shout out to Tank, Jacoby and Geary, by far his best practice. So we're slowly seeing other people's, and not to give away any secrets, but man, Perk lined up on the edge, and it's hard to block that guy. Once again, shot out of a cannon. I will be very disappointed if LSU doesn't have 40 sacks this year. They had 35 last year, or 34, gave up 15. I want to see them get after the quarterback. On the flip side, I'll tell you in a little bit, but you're going to see Nuss under duress and pressure at times during this season because it's just hard to block these guys.
For a third practice, I mean, can you recall a third practice was that physical?
Yeah, well, actually, we missed yesterday, so this is practice number 4. We didn't have availability yesterday, and bottom line is that, yes, this is now.
They were getting after it today.
What's that?
They were getting after today.
Yeah, they were getting after
Chris Hilton taking some hits downfield. Nobody was spared. A lot of heavy hitting today. I wish we would have had some of it on tape. Our 3 periods that we got to tape were when they were in the indoor to start, and we've got you a lot of that in 4K. But once they went outside, man, they really were getting after it today. And like the running backs, quarterback. Did you get a chance to look at Colin Hurley?
I did see a little bit of Hurley. I did see a little bit of Van Buren. All I wanted to say about getting ready 4 weeks away is that there are going to be some times where Nuss gets the football and all of a sudden the pressure's coming in and he's going to roll and he's going to have to dump it off or he's going to have to run. But you know me, I'm a big proponent of getting that football and throwing it within 2.5 seconds. But this offensive line is going to get appreciably better. But that defensive line, we had a comment from Mike Guidry talking about, well, Peyton didn't come over here to be a third down guy. All those guys are going to play, Mike. 19, 44, 6, 12, and then when you put Perkins on the edge, holy cow, you know what teams are going to do. He's going to have a sack, and the next thing you know, they're going to put 2 guys on him, and that's going to leave somebody from the other side to come in. So Blake Baker, a lot more toys to play with. It's early Christmas for Blake Baker with all these new additions.
All right, Schmolke Investment Team, are you ready to take control of your financial future? Time is running out. With market fluctuations and economic uncertainty, now is the moment to act. Don't let another day pass without a solid financial plan in place. At the Schmolke Investment Team, their experienced financial advisors are there to help you navigate these challenging times. From retirement planning to investment strategies, they provide personalized strategies tailored to your needs. Don't wait until it's too late. Give them a call, 318-448-3201, or visit www.schmolketeam.com. or stop by their office at 128 Versailles Boulevard in Alexandria. Your financial future depends on the decisions you make now. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA/SIPC. All investing involves risk, including loss of principal. No strategy assures success or protects against loss. Barton and his son Brian Schmolke, great folks, LSU grads, been knowing them for 25 plus years. And trust me, if especially you young folks watching the show, get started. Start putting some money away. You'll be happy you did, and the Schmolke Investment Team can help you with that.
I did an extended look-see at the punting and kicking today, and when they were punting against the wind, it left a lot to be desired as soon as we flipped to the side of the field and kicking with the wind. Obviously, you're going to see some rugby kicking. You're going to see Grant Chadwick probably as a starter. Badger Hargett is battling for him. And let me tell you something, folks. Damian Ramos has been around a long time. You don't need to worry about him right now because he's not kicking it that great. I equate it to a golfer. He needs to peak for the weekend of the Masters. Damian Ramos needs to be kicking his best going into the Clemson game. But right now, Aaron Burrell's kicking pretty darn good. He'll be the kickoff guy. Jonathan
Burrell
Ferguson
had a 50-something yarder earlier.
He had a 52-yarder a couple times. But Ramos has been off just a little bit, timing, all of that. We talk about special teams and can't wait to see when we get to see who's back there fielding punts and kickoffs. But look, as all of us out here in the media, they are appreciably further ahead after 4 practices right now than they were the last year or two.
Absolutely. Player interviews today, they didn't tell us who was going to be out there. I'm assuming since the first day of players, maybe there'll be a Nussmeier, a Chris Hilton, or a Whit Weeks, usually to start off the first round of player interviews of fall camp. We'll see, but we'll have all that on our YouTube channel, along with this practice report, of course, that you're watching. And our 4K practice video will be up as well. So all that is on TigerBait.com. And depending on when you're watching this, at 2 o'clock, the defensive tackle Deuce Geralds from Georgia is going to make his announcements between LSU and Georgia. And I can tell you that the confidence around here as of yesterday morning and through the evening was LSU, but you're battling Oregon. And we'll see how that plays out. My prediction is LSU.
Yeah, and Oregon got a big D lineman, a 5-star, a couple days ago. That's going to help. LSU kicked up their money, I think, a little bit. Look, Samantha.
Austin Thomas and that group are doing an amazing job.
And see, that's when I asked you about Petito and Martin and Bolden. Folks, LSU is going in the right direction with recruiting, NIL, and paying what it takes to get these kids. But just some Amanda tidbits. P.J. Woodland, fantastic. C.J. Jim Coley, if you see 31 on the tape, he is backing up behind Perkins at the star position. Perk got a little bit of action on the edge. Jawan Johnson got some action running. And don't freak out if you see Nuss scrambling and having to throw quick. It's just a matter of fact. Clemson's really loaded on the defensive line. But, you know, you and I hadn't talked about this. We don't want to give away too many secrets early because everybody in Clemson watches all this stuff everywhere. But the play calling, Mike, if they get this play calling and take what they're calling right now and call it on the night of Clemson, you're talking about a W. Not an L, a W.
It's going to be real curious to see what the first offensive plays are in the first series or two for LSU. The conventional wisdom is you got to be ready for their blitz. But what happens if Clemson comes out and fakes the blitz and so forth? There's going to be a real feeling out period in the early parts of that football game. And it's going to be interesting to see how Joe Sloan and so forth make the play calls. But if it's going to be bringing pressure based on what we've seen in the spring and so far in fall camp, LSU's got some solutions to use that against Clemson. Just got to know when it's right, and Nussmeier being a veteran, he's got to be able to know when they're trying to.
Yeah, you got to go up to the line of scrimmage and read the defense, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Hey, look, folks, we hope that all of you are doing well. 4 weeks away from the start. Some of you going to Clemson. We'll continue to give reports. We do not know our availability for next week, but we'll have a couple, 3 practice updates out there. But looking good out here at the Ponderosa. And as you alluded to, not many injuries. I think it's a hammy. It's either a lower leg or a hammy. I saw him grabbing a hammy the other day, so I think they're just being careful with that. But all's good. That looks good. And like Mike said earlier, they're getting after it. They are far advanced of where they're at right now than where they are. And everybody knows this is the toughest opening game that BK and LSU's had in a long, long time. And
there's a real dichotomy there, buddy, because there's a whole lot to like about this LSU football team and the makeup of the roster, and we say it over and over, this is BK's best roster from top to bottom. But having said, you can also, then you have to turn around and say there sure is a lot of unknowns. You know, you like everything they had in the portal, you like the newcomers and where they're going to line up, but you really don't know and can be definitive until you see it. So I'm going to use your famous quote, you don't know.
And you never know until you play somebody else.
Yeah.
Once again, everybody on the offensive line that's been starting, Braylon Moore, of course. Oh, by the way, one other little tidbit. Paul Mubinga getting cross-trained at center today. Braden Augustus had been doing that. But Moore, Chester, Tyree Adams on the left side, Thompson, and Weston Davis. I watched Weston Davis. He's coming along. But trust me, LSU is going to have a bunch of pressure from the edge and that physicality. Good to see Tank Gilroy get back in the mix. Nick Anderson, by far, his best practice. We'll give you more stuff next week.
All right, everybody. Hit that like button, and we'll see you next time right here on the Schmolke Investment Team LSU Football Practice Reports. Y'all have a good rest of the weekend.